All right, a guy came in and he had a loose gem that he wanted to set into a ring. Now this is a cushion cut, so it's kind of a square shaped gem with the corners clipped off. And so I would have to fabricate something special for his ring. Well, we talked for a while and kind of came up with a design, and then he walked over to my jewelry case because I was going to show him some textures we could do. And he goes, "What about this ring?" And it was one of mine from my Genesis collection, and it's called the Love Ring. Now this one only accommodates a round gem, but since he had a loose stone, I decided I would modify it for him. So follow along, I'll show you the process of me modifying the Love Ring to get this guy exactly what he needs. Since this is one of my own designs, I do have a master mold made of the Love Ring. So I'm able to inject a wax and duplicate it, and here is my mold. So we're putting it up to this air pressured wax injection machine, and then we'll carefully remove the wax from this mold. And this is really cool because you can duplicate a design that you made once and you can make it over hundreds of times. So the removing it from the mold, though, it does take some practice. It's easy to break them when you're trying to take them out because it is a little sticky and they don't always come out easily. The more complex the design, the harder it is to remove from the mold. But once it's out of the mold, I have to modify it. So I am just cleaning it up first with this X-Acto knife, and then cutting the sprue end off. And this ring needed to be sized to a 7. So I'm cutting the back, and I'll add some filler wax to the back so it is a true size 7. And it's easiest to size it in the wax if it's going to be cast anyway. So that way, once it's cast, it'll be the right size or really close to the right size, so I won't have to resize the ring once it's cast. And the nice thing about that is there won't be a sizing seam, so there'll be no solder marks, or solder joints, I should say, in the ring itself. So I'm just filling in the gap with this wax in order to get it to the right size, and then going on the inside and making sure everything is nice and smooth and filled in. Because anywhere there's wax, that will actually become gold or silver or whatever molten material goes in. Now here's this cushion cut gem. What I had to do is heat it up with my wax pen and melt it into the ring. That way I get an exact impression of the design and the shape of the gem. And that when it comes to setting it, that'll make it much, much easier. And since this ring is made to accommodate a round gem, this cushion cut would not fit if I wouldn't modify it. So I had to modify it. Now I send my stuff out to get cast, so these are the rings that I sent to get cast, and the one that I pick up last year, that's the one. That's the one for him, his cushion cut. It's the Love Ring, but with his cushion cut going into it. Now I'll let you guys just watch the process. It's the cutting, the filing, the sanding. There's a lot of finish work that has to be done once you have a rough casted ring. But in this case, it's a unique shaped stone, so it takes me a little extra time to get the modifications just right to accept this gem to go into. But while you watch this, let's just talk about the Love Ring itself. Now this is a design that I created probably, a dozen years ago. I sat down in my studio one day and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my jewelry business. And what ended up happening is I feel like the Lord really showed me. He just sat me down and I took a blank piece of wax and I just started carving. I didn't have a preliminary design idea or anything like that. I just kind of started making pieces. And what ended up happening from it is a line of rings with about a dozen designs of different shapes, sizes, kind of modern contemporary mixed with a feminine swirl. And they became my Genesis collection. They were the first collection of rings that I had designed for myself that I felt like were, inspired by my own hands. Prior to that, I was doing custom work, but it was everything the customers wanted. So whatever design idea they had, or I'd come up with sketches for them and what have you, which was fun to do, but it left me with kind of a gap in my own personality. I felt like I was always making things that other people wanted and nothing that I felt spoke to me or that I wanted to give to the world. Because this business is a gift. just being able to do this and work with my hands is a gift that I feel like I'm supposed to share with others. And if I'm not able to express that through my own creativity, then I was like, what's really the point of doing this? Obviously, I need to provide for my family, and I love seeing a happy face on my customers when they come and pick up their jewelry, whether it be a repair or a custom design. But this was kind of my genesis into being an artist, which I never considered myself prior to this. I wasn't a very good sketch artist. I didn't think outside the box or any of those things while I was growing up. And as I've aged, more and more of that has come out. And with the help of my wife, she's been super encouraging, and she's very into art herself because she's a hairstylist. And so with that, it kind of just blossomed into these rings. And so what you're watching now is I put a texture, it's called a stipple texture, on part of the band. And the part that holds the gem, I always polish. So I always texture, I shouldn't say always, a lot of times I'll texture part of the band, and the part that holds the gem will have just a polished finish. It gives it a really nice contrast. Here's the finished love ring. Again, part of my Genesis collection. But this one is unique because it has the cushion cut gem that the gentleman brought in. And he gets to walk out with it and present it to a special someone. So it's so incredible to be a part of their story. And each and every one of my customers, when they come in, it's a unique experience. And it's something I feel very blessed to do. So here is the ring. It's really difficult to take photos of jewelry, so I apologize. Some of these aren't so great. Believe me, in person, the ring is incredible. Even on video or on a screen, it's really hard to appreciate the whole thing. Thanks for watching. That was the love ring in process with a cushion cut gem. What do you want to see next, guys? Do you want to see more processes like that? Do you want to see something different, unique? I'll try and keep it updated with, different and unique pieces that I'm working on. I can't record everything. It takes a lot more time to set my camera up and get the lighting right and edit these videos, but I really do enjoy sharing with you. So please come back and watch again. Thanks a lot. Congratulations on making it to the end of the video. Obviously, if you watched it this far, you found it interesting. If you could throw me a comment, even a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, do whatever. It would really, really help me out. Thanks, guys.